team a lot of my park. So that's what I've been up to on NBA 2K20 so far.
Well, then what are you excited for 2K21?
Well, I want to see how the players are going to come out, you know, what type of builds we can make and their capabilities, as well as my team. I'm like really into that right now. I don't have many opals like a lot of other people, so it's harder for me.
Is there a favorite card that you have in my team or a favorite player you like using?
Yes, right now I have...
Nightfall in the Windy City. Got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Young.
Defensively, he's really stepped it up over the past few months. You can see the jump in his steal numbers, and it hasn't been by accident. He's put in a ton of effort at the defensive end, and boy, is it paying off.
So here's Miami's starting group. Jones is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Nunn in at the point. And for the Bulls, Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Markkanen and Carter are up front. And it's White in at the 1 spot. So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Clock at 6. The Heat need to get a shot off. None, that's good. Brent, talk about the length of the season. Commissioner Silver is also considering proposals to shrink the season. What do you think?
I think it'd be interesting, and I'm not sure financially how the league goes back from an 82-game season and ticket sales and revenue and television and how they kind of unwind what it is they've agreed to. But 70 games to me in terms of the competition, Kevin, in terms of the elevated play of the star players on a nightly basis, the fact that you probably get stars to appear in every game and not be sat out for load management and things like that, I think overall it'd be pretty healthy.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Markkanen kicks to Levine. No good on that one. Excellent D that time from Jones. Down low. It's deflected. Levine against Butler. Outside Robinson. 5 to shoot. And the pass to Jones. Stolen by Markkanen. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. White looking around. Pass to Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass.
Look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Butler passes to Jones. Tipped away. Outside Robinson. To the paint. Here's Adebayo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Bam at 6'10" might be a little bit undersized, but there's something in his activity on a nightly basis, Kevin, that feels like he plays bigger. Just a pogo stick, gets around, covers some ground laterally, does a great job of both protecting the rim and finishing strong.
And Miami making a change here. Crowder's checked in.
And a solid playmaker. White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
Here's Adebayo. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And with Adebayo and finishing plays, Brent, he is a terrific dunker.
No doubt. Guys are looking for him all over the rim, and you can throw it just about anywhere, and Bam is going to go up and just look for that. Bam right on you. Great energy, great athleticism, and continues to find ways in which he can make solid offensive contributions for the Heat.
Here's Robinson after the made shot from Lauri Markkanen. And it's sent back by Carter. Adebayo with the bucket. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Good on the triple. Markkanen's got 7 points in the game.
And early on, Markkanen has demonstrated how efficient he is from that range. Have to run him off the line.
Inside. Crowder, the pass to Adebayo. Here's Nunn. Back to Adebayo. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter of the game.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. .102 left here in the opening quarter. Done outside. Young left side. Jay Crowder with the rebound. Miami trailing. Dragic finds Crowder. On the wing, it's Iguodala. To the middle, here's Dragic. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Chicago shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
Leonard, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
Well, Iguodala's still a high flyer. That's what he looks to do when he gets to the inside.
Here's Dunn. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And that's a nice, strong move in the face of some weak D.
Iguodala, the pass to Leonard. Rebound by the Bulls. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there. 1 second left. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. 1 quarter in the book. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how
Those are different for everybody, to tell you the truth.
staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Heat, they've got Dragic. Myers Leonard is out there with Kelly Olynyk, and there's Iguodala. And it's Hero in at the 2. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school. Didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Miami with the ball. The Bulls getting the bucket. Pass to Leonard. Young with the steal. Here's Cornette. That one good for 2. Cornette's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bulls.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's Iguodala, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, all good things must come to an end. Iguodala was shipped out from the Warriors last year to clear room for D'Angelo Russell. Traded to the Grizzlies to make room for the Warriors in the Russell deal. Ultimately, I think we'll have a great legacy for his time with Golden State.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, you just watch Levine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with Levine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim.
Now, here's Adebayo. He's got 5. Passes to none. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Jones finds Butler. And again, it's the Heat missing. Chicago leading by 7. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Miami. Now here's White. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Just 5 on the clock. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Here's Adebayo. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Well, what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style.
Now here's Levine. After the miss from Jay Crowder. Levine passes to Carter. Over Adebayo. Second chance shot. Porter against Crowder. And Porter, here we go. And it's Carter missing. The Heat trail by 9.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the shot goes in.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
Levine deciding where to go with it. Wide open look. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Levine's got 9 points.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
50 seconds left in the first half of the game. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And probably more of a natural scorer than passer. White has worked hard on his playmaking ability.
And that one falls for White. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Wendell Carter. Young comes in for Markkanen. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Porter. And it's Harrison in for Zach LaVine. Heat also with a sub. Robinson's checked in. Here's Harrison. Out to White. 24 seconds left in the first half. The layup missed. The Heat trail by 10, and it's the Heat on the break. Crowder, the pass to Adebayo. Outside Robinson. Again, the miss by the Heat. Here's Harrison. Count it. Good. Harrison's got the lead up to 12 now for the Bulls.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls enjoying it.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about the first half. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. At the end of the period, they held it 2. And that...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
White and LaVine team up in the backcourt. Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. And it's Carter in at the center, filling out the middle. There he goes!
You don't want to be jumping on a play like that. No. Wow, he was up there, Kevin.
And the vertical that LaVine has really gives him an advantage when he's able to hit that launching pad.
The Bulls leading by 14. And here we go. Fast break. Oh,
man. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. You know, Brett, we know guys love really jawing at each other. What was your criteria for issuing a double technical for trash talk?
Yeah, in today's game, it's kind of like it could be a whisper or a wink, you know, the way that they look at it.
It's both sides, doesn't it?
And they just try to curtail anything that could escalate, Kevin. That's really what the referees are doing. As soon as they see some kind of body movement or see guys starting that way, they want to cut it off before anything else happens. So the criteria is a little bit confusing. Sometimes I like to see them getting after a little bit.
Jones kicks to Robinson. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Butler passes to Adebayo. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Adebayo's got 7.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Porter against Butler. And there's the pass to LaVine. Another 3 for Chicago.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Carter comes in with the double team. Adebayo passes to Butler. There's Dragic with the 3. The shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now. 2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
And Satoransky kicks to Porter. It's tipped.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Bean with the rebound. Chandler Hutchison, he's checked in for the Bulls. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Miami. Earl comes in for Jimmy Butler. Satoransky against Dragic. The offensive rebound. Outside, LaVine. Pass to Carter. Left side, Markkanen. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Here's Hero. Here's Jones. Pass to Olynyk. Dishes it to Robinson. Another shot. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Young's checked in for Carter. Valentine comes in for Markkanen. Harrison's checked in for LaVine. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Satoransky. And then for Miami, Leonard comes in for Jones. And it's Iguodala in for Robinson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, but just the second turnover of the game. I mean, overall, pretty meticulous offensively.
Passes it to Olynyk. Outside Leonard. Takes the 13-footer. It's hauled in by Dunn.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Just grown man work from Dunn inside. His incredible athleticism really helping get him these types of shots.
Back to Iguodala. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. There's the pass to Hutchison. Back to Harrison. Jacks up a 3. Second shot opportunity. Dunn shot's good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And Dunn over to help. Dragic dishes to Olynyk. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Chicago making a switch here. Cornette's checked in. Heat also with a sub. Nunn's checked in. And he uses the glass on the layup. Nunn's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense. A quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Dunn attacking.
And one area of concern for Dunn, hitting his free throws with consistency, because he has the temperament to draw fouls.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And when he's gotten himself to the line this season, he's come through right around 74% of the time.
We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the third. Back to Leonard. Over Young. And another basket for Miami.
And even though his shot release can be a little on the slow side, Leonard is an accurate shooter if he's open.
Pass to Young. He kicks it to Valentine. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Bulls lead by 17. He got it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Chicago. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. We've got Jay Crowder, Iguodala out there with Myers Leonard, and it's Silva in at the power forward position.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Would we say that?
I think that's fair.
We would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there who are going to use either their intellect to get inside your head or do things on a physical level that are going to cause you to think about what it is you're doing on the floor. Exactly. And when you find those guys, they're really interesting players to watch. You're not going to replicate their shooting form, Kevin. But in terms of sometimes their approach, there are things that you might be able to learn from a Draymond Green or a Marcus Smart.
There's no doubt. Iguodala outside. Silva, the pass to Iguodala. And there's the feed to Leonard. Up again, and staying with the play, Iguodala.
Iguodala does so many things well and stays after it. A relentless effort, that time on the boards.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely serious.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Heat. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Yeah, another turnover. But guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
And Miami making a change here. Dragic is checked in, and Jones slams it in.
Some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Carter on the wing to the inside. Markkanen finds Levine, and it's the Heat on the break. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Dragic.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
It's Jones on the wing. Outside Dragic. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Dragic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, we all know how confident Goran Dragic is when it comes to scoring inside. Nice shot selection there for him.
Levine. What a jam!
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right?
He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And that burst of speed, sometimes White just too much for a defense, which is why you see them compromise.
And both free throws good for White. The Heat trail by 13. Butler kicks to Dragic. Back to Butler. A beautiful reverse layup.
Butler's just so skilled at finding ways to score inside. Utilizes his height and strength well. And very not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Outside Dragic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
That's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Bulls.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Zach LaVine.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
And he converts the layup.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game. But once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Jones, the pass to Butler. Back to Jones. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation, and the delivery, Kevin, on time, on target.
On the basket by Jones.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly.
body fluid and goaltend.
Right now I have Jaylen Brown. He's a Galaxy Opal. He's my favorite card. He goes for like 25 a game because he's like a beast.
So we just talked to Aerial Powers, and I hear that you're going to be in her tournament. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
We don't have any details yet, but I do know that Hazel's going to be a captain.
The tallest building in the state of Indiana. And with, well, you better believe it, outstanding, David. Thank you. So the opening lineup for the Heat, Adebayo is out there with Jones. Here we go. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Nunn in at the point. And for Indiana, Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Oladipo. And it's Holiday in at the 2. Turner finds Warren. Goes back up. And it's Miami with the rebound. They went to Indiana for their last meeting with the Pacers and came out with a win.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively, drew a lot of fouls in that game.
Two things are a product of that. One, you shoot a ton of freebies. Two, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those two things is going to work.
Baseline try. It's Adebayo with the rebound. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. Late in the season, Doris, and some teams now are not going to be in the postseason. They're out of the playoffs and are giving more time. You talked about this earlier, giving more time to their young players to develop.
Well, there is nothing more beneficial to a young player than real-time NBA experience. So when you're out of the playoffs, those young guys start to get more and more minutes. They'll give those young guys more and more responsibility on the offensive and defensive end. And there's no greater teacher than giving NBA reps to guys who you think can be a key part of your future.
It's so fun for us as the fans and people that cover the league to get a glimpse of the future. What these teams want these individual players to be like. Out of hand on it.
Boy, T.J. Warren showing some activity on the defensive end. Great timing on that block.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
Here's Adebayo after Malcolm Brogdon's bucket. And it's Aaron Holiday with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Stolen by Warren.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
Now, Victor Oladipo's passing skills probably unappreciated. This guy is very unselfish and capable.
Nunn passes to Robinson. Heat moving the ball around. Here's Adebayo. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
The Pacers making a change here. McDermott's checked in. Now here's Turner. He's coming off a 16-point game against Boston.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Pass to Nunn. At the elbow, Jones. Here's Nunn. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
And they pick up 2. Nunn's got 6.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Brogdon outside. Turner passes to Warren. In transition, here comes Miami. Here's Robinson. That shot off. Nice D from Oladipo. Pacers trail by 4. Turner finds Warren. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You can see Turner evolving as a passer. He wants to set his teammates up. That's a pretty look.
Here's Jones. Banked in off the glass.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Oladipo goes in. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
We know Oladipo is one of the quickest guys in the game. He is devastating on the drive.
The pass to Adebayo. Here's Nunn. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Butler with the ball. Brogdon picks him up. Offensive rebound. Jones. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
And Turner stays with it.
Miles Turner is simply a workhorse. I mean, he keeps plays alive with his length and activity.
Butler, no good.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Here's Oladipo. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Miami. Jones, no luck. Now Warren. He's coming off a 22-point game against Boston. Here's Oladipo. It's good. This game is all even. Oladipo's got 6 points. It's a tie game in Indiana. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we Tough-nosed Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a friend.
You call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call me.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Man, why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
We've got T.J. McConnell, and it's Sumner in at the 2-guard spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Here's Dragic. Money from the wing. And for the Pacers, they're shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Here's Sampson, and the Pacers tack on 2 more. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. It's Dragic with the drive. It's blocked, and they get it back. Now, here's Olynyk. D right on him. Dragic with it. 11 points last game. Somehow misses the one-handed flush.
It's something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years. Rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
And the Heat making a change here. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Here's Sampson. Makes it off the glass. Sampson's got the lead up to 6 now for the Pacers.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
From about 16. Yep, that one goes in there. Iguodala's got his first points in this one.
Listen, he hits that shot on a regular basis. Give credit to the offense for getting him a clean look.
Here's Sumner. That shot off the mark. And it's Miami the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Count that bucket. And now just a 2-point Pacer lead.
Iguodala at his best. A terrific drive. Gets to the rim with ease.
Here's Sampson. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Sampson's got 6 here in this quarter.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Pass to Silva. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Dragic. He's definitely been getting it done since the All-Star break. He's right around 17 points a night, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the 3.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
Holiday looking over the floor. Down low. Here's Turner. Nice touch on the shot from close range. Turner's got his second bucket. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA, New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going so well, boy, those day-by-day, question after question can probably become pretty tedious.
T.J. Warren, he's checked in for the Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for Justin Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's Brogdon from the arc. It's hauled in by the Heat. Here's Silva, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Passes it to McDermott. It's Turner, high post. Back to McDermott from downtown. Rebound by Olynyk. For Miami, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Well, I think you have to appreciate how Jay Crowder sees the floor. This guy is an unselfish player who wants to get his teammates involved.
Nunn passes to Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
Butler deciding where to go with it. It's a tie game in Indiana. And now let's catch up with David. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sport. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either. And that's a wrap for our half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And Brogdon has got the ball here for Indiana. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Heat, they've got Jones. He's out there with Bam Adebayo. Robinson is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Nunn in at the point guard. The kick out to Holiday. Oladipo, the pass to Brogdon. Another shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to lead the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
And there's Oladipo on the assist by Warren. Oladipo's got 8.
You simply must respect the mid-range game of Victor Oladipo. When given the opportunity, he will capitalize.
Here's Adebayo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Miles' turn.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
And Bam Adebayo. He just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
Turner. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. Robinson passes to Jones. Got a piece of it. Holiday with it. Jones covering. Brogdon outside. Here's Oladipo, and finished off by Oladipo.
Well, there is an athleticism and a vertical that you've got to contend with Victor Oladipo.
Butler kicks to Jones. And no good. Nice D from Warren. Oladipo finds Brogdon. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside Turner. Lays it up off the glass. And it's a 7-point Pacer lead.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
It's deflected. Holiday goes in. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. The shot by Turner, no good. The Heat trail by 7. In transition, here comes Miami. Adebayo kicks to Jones. Back to Adebayo. Turner with the steal. Here's Oladipo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, Victor Oladipo is unafraid in the face of contact. That's a nice move.
The Pacers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And you hear it all the time about how they say reaching the top can be the easy part. It's the staying there that's the true challenge. And Victor Oladipo achieved stardom, but has to make his way back after his knee injury in early 2019.
Pass to Bitadze. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Right side, Dragic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Takes it out to Leonard. Olynyk against Oladipo. And the basket by Olynyk. And Oladipo had already dealt with soreness in that right knee, and you talked about that, missing about a month earlier in the season.
And some suggested he came back too soon. Hindsight always 20/20, and players want to be out there to help win games. Sometimes teams have to protect them from themselves. And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Jakar Sampson's checked in for Doug McDermott, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Oladipo. And Miami with a change here too. Here,
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in, build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Dragic with a wide open look, and staying with the play, Iguodala. Iguodala's got his third basket of the night right there.
Boy, Kev, don't you love to watch Andre Iguodala throw himself into the dirty work, gets to the offensive glass, keeps a play alive. Beautiful.
And a 2-for-1 is there for him if they want it.
Well, you're trying to end the quarter the right way. It takes awareness and it takes discipline.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Sumner passes to Sampson, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Olynyk. For Indiana, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. The Pacers making a change here. McDermott's checked in, and the Heat making a change here.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
And that one, good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now the pass to Bitadze. He kicks to Sampson. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Sampson's got 10.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Pacers lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. We got T.J. McConnell, and it's McDermott in at the 4th spot. That's the Pacers 5. Silva, the pass to Hero. Kicks it to Crowder. Got a piece of it. Here's Sampson. He's guarded by Dragic. Here's McConnell. Off target from the baseline. And it's Dragic bringing up the ball for Miami. Here's Hero. That's good from Hero. He hits both from the stripe. And here's Holiday. Brogdon outside. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Holiday, the pass to Turner.
And historically, you
almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
Jones checked in for the Heat. Robinson comes in for Hero. None, that's good.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Pacers leading by 6. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger. And continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor.
For Miami, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. None passes to Adebayo. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the paint. It's stolen by Jones. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for McDermott. Here's Nunn. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Here's Holiday. Shooting foul as the whistle. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
Aaron Holiday. 2 shots.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, you know what side he's on.
Thank you, David. It's deflected, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Brogdon the pass to Warren. Turner trying to free himself up. And the shot by Warren, no good. Jones drives in, inside. Here's Butler, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists in the game. Pacers leading by 4. On the wing, Holiday. Guarded by Robinson. Pass to Oladipo. Back to Brogdon. A baseline J. Indiana again missing. The Heat trail by 4. Robinson dishes to Butler. Feeds it to Jones. This is it for Robinson. And the call on the shot. It sends him to the line. He hits the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Robinson hits them both.
And that makes it a 1-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Holiday looking over the floor. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
At the line for your Pacers.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Here's Robinson. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Robinson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
and outside. Indiana again missing.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Adebayo finds Robinson. Back to Adebayo. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
Wow, what a time for a turnover. Shows you just how key one play can be.
There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Holiday. Down low. Here's Turner. Good!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Robinson passes to Nunn. It's good! And that shot brings them to within just one.
Well, he's been shooting it so well because he's been so active, moving and working to get high percentage shots.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession. Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
A bit of heroics at the line right there as he bumps their lead to 3 and makes things a little easier for them defensively.
And the Heat call time here. They're behind by 3. 12 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Miles Turner.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
And here's Olynyk from the arc. Can't get the 3 to fall. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
So it's Indiana picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotion.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Pregame.
already threw it. And goaltender.
Captain, and she asked.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. If you look at Miami, they've had a great season and will look to extend that into the playoffs. And, of course, the Cavaliers, quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
And, you know, for the Heat, so much has gone right for them this season. They've needed some breaks to go their way, and it feels like they've gotten them all. Now they're poised for success in the playoffs.
Well, this is when the real work starts. They've proven they can hang with any team in the league during the regular season. Pretty soon, they'll have to prove it all over again in the postseason.
So here's Miami's starting group. Jimmy Butler is out there with Jones. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Robinson. And it's Nunn in at the point. And for the Cavaliers, Sexton and Osman on the perimeter. Kevin Love out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Garland in at the one. Jones kicks to Robinson. Here's Nunn. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Charlotte. Jones, and it's sent back by Drummond. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Well, Smitty, for players and teams that are out of the playoff hunt, how do they stay motivated here to go the rest of the season every night, every practice, every trip?
And I think that's when the organization, your captains, your coaches, you got to talk about being a pro. Sometimes you lose focus. You're not in the playoffs, and maybe your team that was supposed to be or not slated to be in the playoffs, you still are a professional. You have to have a professional approach.
And so it's Cleveland with it after the Heat pick up 2. Love trying to break loose. And that one's good. Drummond.
A man among boys on the offensive glass. Andre Drummond picks up a lot of extra points this way.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Here is Love. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Pass to Osman. Sexton with it. And here's Sexton. 26 points for him last game against Chicago.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring. both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
Now Robinson, after Darius Garland missing on that last three-pointer. And stolen by Sexton. There's Garland. The slam dunk by Garland.
And the quick active hands of Sexton on display, creating the turnover there, just jump-starting the fast break.
Robinson finds Adebayo. Knocks it loose. Here's Jones, defended by Drummond. Count the basket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And so Sexton will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
You got to give him an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
Yes, out on the road, it's hard to overcome missed opportunities, even when you're playing hard.
Butler. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials, and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now here's Crowder. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And it's Butler missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Lays it up and banks it in. Butler's got his second basket of the night.
He's a terror in the open court. Butler can beat you with power or finesse. It doesn't matter.
Porter passes to Thompson. And Cleveland turns it over again. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Sexton.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
And the basket by Olynyk.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
The Cavaliers trail by 4 at the top of the key. Thompson. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Windler. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 2 to shoot. And the basket is good. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Butler finds Crowder. Nice move. He lays it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to Charlotte. Here's Porter, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
From deep. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
And guys, as soon as you start going over and through a rebounder, you're probably going to get whistled for over the back.
Couldn't have been more obvious about it. That's just a lack of discipline, not the way you're taught to do it.
And you learn about Jimmy Butler, difficult journey to where he is now.
Basketball. That's that.
Boy, you hear that so often, don't you, Greg? Between those lines can be an escape from the outside world.
And in the end, Butler's obsession became his escape. Maybe why he remained so devoted to the game.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
You can do everything else right, but if you fail to take care of the defensive glass, you're killing your chances.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Dragic is out there with Iguodala. Then it's Jay Crowder. Then there's Myers Leonard. And it's Silva in at the 4. In the corner, Crowder with it. No good from outside. Crowder's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. And out of Marquette, Jay Crowder, a sturdy two-way wing player.
A great system player and glue guy. He had his best years with the Celtics. On the final year of this contract, a great value considering what he brings to the table.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them. Sexton, he's checked in for Cleveland.
Looking now at the numbers for Nance. He's been more than solid over the last month. He's putting up 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Miami trailing. Dragic the pass to Robinson. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Miami shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Steve, Kobe Bryant said that growing up in Italy gave him a huge advantage learning the fundamentals and the tactics of the game. Do you think Europe's better at developing players than the United States?
No, I don't think they're better. I do think their system at times for certain players, they get into a system of working on their game. And I wouldn't just say fundamentals from an early age. And a lot of those guys are being able to practice with pros at an early age. I think it comes down to individuals, and also I think a lot of these parents and kids, you have to understand it starts off with making a layup versus making a 3. So I don't think that Europe is doing it better. I just think a lot of times right now we're looking at some of those European players and they're coming over ready to play from day one versus some other players.
In transition, here come the Cavaliers. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Out to the right wing. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Friday, the New York Knicks coming to town, tipping off a homestand for them. Then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls.
And that one against the Bulls, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Pretty tall point guard. Goran Dragic sees the entire floor. Terrific look.
Porter, no luck.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Leonard attacking. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Cavaliers. Trailing by 4. Thompson for 3. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Dragic dishes to Leonard. Poke loose. Master Olynyk. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Olynyk's got the lead up to 6 now for Miami.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
Now Sexton. He has 6. Nance outside. Thompson in the post. He's against Olynyk. Here's Sexton, and Sexton slams it in.
And using the quickness to his advantage there. Sexton getting some momentum behind him so he could put that one down.
Lets it go with the three. No good from Dragic. The Cavaliers trail by 4. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Here's a chance now to see the league leaders in three-point field goal percentage. Several teams changing it up here. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first half. Outside, Porter. Adebayo against Drummond. 5 to shoot. Outside, Porter. Back to Drummond. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Let's take a look here at the numbers for Porter. His last 10 games, averaging 12 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the...
Oh, that was something else.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Iguodala, right side, and it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. And Miami making a change here. Shot clock at 5. The shot, no good. So Cleveland will take it the other way. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. Hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run.
Love what Drummond did on that play. Kept his eyes up, and he was being unselfish.
Here's Hero. Defended by Sexton. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Pass to Nunn. Almost, but it rolls out.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
They get the rebound. Drummond. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Ooh, you see the contact there, trying to match up with Drummond's physicality. Doesn't work.
Hero, no good. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Here's Drummond. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of the period, they held it.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Colin Sexton having a dominant impact in this game.
Ooh, that first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
And these weren't just putbacks and alley-oops. He was roaring to the rim and finishing.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Ashman and Love are the forwards. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. And it's Drummond in at the center. Back to Sexton. For the 3. It's Adebayo with the rebound. The Heat leading by 5. Here's Robinson to the wing right side. Here's Butler, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
You know what? This is a skill set to be able to take the bump and stay on balance after the initial contact.
And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
Sexton the pass to Garland. To the middle, Love. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Even though he takes a lot of threes these days, Kevin Love's foundation is to score inside.
Here's Nunn. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The pass to Adebayo. It's 2-on-1. Ahead, here's Sexton. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
You know, we've seen this with Sexton in college, and he can get into a zone and just take over a game offensively. That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
The Cavaliers trail by 6. Out to the wing. Here's Garland. Here's Osman. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Crowder, he's checked in for Derek Jones. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Garland with it. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Steve, the league has done a pretty good job of curbing player altercations. Some guys, always though, it seems, are going to be ready to go toe-to-toe and will not back down.
Patrick Beverly, Kevin, Draymond Green, James Johnson. Those guys come to mind. They are ready to go from the tip. They are ready to go.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only 1 miss in 5 attempts.
Leonard dishes to Dragic. And Olynyk kicks to Crowder. And he's good on the 3-ball. Crowder's got 5.
When it comes to scoring the ball, this is where Crowder's at his best. Off the catch.
On the wing, Nance. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Passes to Garland. Back to Nance. 4 on the clock. Here's the 3. Cans it from downtown. Nance has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
He doesn't get the second one.
Silva.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. For the tie. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Nance has got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
And looking confident. When Nance can hit the jump shot, this offense becomes much more dynamic.
And the wide open shot from Crowder. And the Heat, another 3.
You just can't afford to leave open shooters in this league. Everyone is practicing the 3.
Thompson, left side. Let's go. That one misses. Now the Heat take it the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. No good from Dragic. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Cleveland. It's a 3-point game.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
Iguodala gets the bucket.
Doesn't matter how many years Iguodala plays in this league, he's going to give you everything he has, wire to wire.
Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. Offensive rebound. Dragic the pass to Crowder. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. No one covering. And the Heat lead by 6.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Back to Love. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Goran Dragic.
A ton of moves in Kevin's arsenal baits the defender into the foul.
Taking 2 shots.
And that one misses. So we can't get either to fall.
I can't believe he missed those shots. Wow, he is usually lights out from there.
And the shot goes in. And it's an 8-point Heat lead.
Iggy just keeping his head up on his swivel all the time.
He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the court for the Heat, they've got Adebayo, Iguodala out there with Hero. And it's none in at the point.
You know, not bashful about positioning himself inside. Sexton knows he has what it takes to score from there.
Another 3 for Cleveland.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball game.
Iguodala outside. Pass to Hero. On the wing, it's Iguodala. And the Heat, another 3.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Sexton kicks to Osman. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Osman's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to Silva from deep three-point range. Offensive rebound Heat. No good that time. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Sexton the pass to Osman. To tie it up. Not going to go that time. And the Heat going the other way now. In transition, here comes Miami. He gets it in there.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. None. Off target from three-point range. Cleveland's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Osman kicks to Sexton. Back to Osman. 6 to shoot. Puts it up from 12. And it's Iguodala with the rebound. The Heat leading by 3. Adebayo passes to Silva. Second chance shot. And the pass to Hero. Iguodala outside. Trying to get open is Adebayo.
And a big basket for Iggy. He is just a calm presence in key moments.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Garland's checked in. Miami's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Responsibility all on Jimmy Butler. He stepped up to the plate on that one.
The Cavaliers trail by 4. And it's Butler with the jam.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Over to the wing. And there's a minute 45 left in the game. And here's Love from the arc. Kept alive. And Drummond is right there.
And this is where the team is starting to rely on Andre. They need a big bucket. He provides it.
The kick out to Dragic. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. Quarters check in for Jetty Osman. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the fourth. To the right side. Sexton deciding where to go with it. The three-pointer no good.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
Jimmy Butler is on it, staying alert, finds his man breaking free.
Now, here's Sexton. Defense is right there. Drummond. It's hauled in by the Heat. Now, here's Dragic, the fast break opportunity. It's good. Dragic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Heat.
That's quick transition from defense to offense. Bourne accelerating extremely well.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's foul number 2 for him. Jetty Osman, he's checked in for Cleveland. Adebayo against Drummond. Back to Adebayo. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Adebayo against Drummond. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
The size, speed combo of Drummond makes it hard to stop him on the drive without fouling.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. And now we've got the intentional foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
A rare bad trade by the San Antonio Spurs. Dragic was their second-round pick in 2008. They traded his rights to the Suns for a player who didn't even make the...
David, thank you.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
The brilliant blue water of... It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. Taking a look at Miami. Advantage in one series. And, of course, there's the Bulls. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And looking at Chicago, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
No, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to everyone, the players, the coaches, the fans. I mean, there was the idea that they might struggle, but now reality is set in.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. And it's Carter in at the 5. And for the Heat, they've got Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo is out there with Jones. Then it's Robinson. And it's Nunn in at the point guard position.
An effective player on both ends of the court. The long, crafty Porter knows his strength and plays them well.
Hey, look at guys like Otto Porter, Greg. He just brings so much with his consistent outside jumper.
And guys, he's shot threes at a tremendous clip the last few seasons. I mean, really for his whole career. Sometimes can be a bit passive, so you just make sure he's involved and looking for his shot.
But this is the confidence Levine has in himself. I mean, he knows he has the touch to score inside.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Miami shooting their first free throws of the night right here. That free throw missing. Big conference rivalry tonight, Chris. Think back to some of your legendary bouts between, say, your Sacramento team and the LA Lakers.
Oh, man, my ears are ringing right now. I got the cowbells ringing in my ears just from you saying that. But
pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, man, it was awesome. But it's not just another game. Your pride is involved. And it's about your standings in the conference. And also, it's about fan bragging rights. So for us, you know, it was like the Battle of California. We wanted people in Sacramento to be able to walk around in L.A. and say, hey, we're the best right now.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now, here is Robinson. 23 points for him the last game against Charlotte.
And he had 2 blocks also, don't forget. I mean, it tells you what kind of presence he was for him at both ends of the floor.
Count it.
It's not an easy finish for Porter. I mean, that'll get him pumped up. Always nice to score against that kind of physical D.
To the inside, Jones. It's deflected. Here's Levine. Oh, that was something else.
Got to give Levine some love. Many of the dunks he pulls off are just flat out nasty.
Butler attacking inside. Jones, the pass to Adebayo. And Porter comes to help. Porter with the steal. And now White pushing it up and no one back to stop him.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, feels like they're just one step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
Butler with the ball, now defended by Markkanen. Shots good by Butler.
He uses good strength and body control to finish around the rim. Butler's a force around the basket.
Passes it to Markkanen. It's Adebayo with the rebound. The Heat trail by 7. Here's Butler. Jones trying to get open. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Robinson. Butler's got his second basket of the night.
And when you watch the Bulls play, Chris, they just seem to lack an organizational direction.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the team committed to Boylan to shape their youth. They don't seem to be interested in playing up-tempo or following any NBA trend. The distrust between players in the front office is not helping their recruiting of free agents. A lot going wrong.
Here's Levine, following the score by Miami. And the jam by Levine.
And this gets the team fired up. Levine is an energizer who enjoys dropping the hammer on the drive.
And Jones slams it in.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Levine for 3. Again, Levine missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Butler against Levine. Butler, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Markkanen kicks to Carter. And there's the pass to Porter. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's White. Some solid defense from Robinson. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. It's a 3-point game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, easy call.
The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Jay Crowder comes in for Derek Jones. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Dragic in for Robinson. Now, here's Dunn. Pass to Hutchison. He dishes it to Young. Right wing. Here's Dunn, off on the layup. Got it off in time. It doesn't go for him. At the end of one, a closely contested game. And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And from what we've seen so far from the Bulls, what's your take?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Jake Crowder out there with Iguodala. Then there's Dragic. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. And it's Hero into the shooting guard position. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. Now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hano Matala, who was actually Laurie's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me on the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude. David, thanks.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Dunn passes to Satoransky. Back to Dunn. Over Dragic. Dunn misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Well, last season, Andre Iguodala has seen a sharp improvement in his threes. He said he figured something out with his shot, and the results speak for themselves.
Now here's Crowder. Shoots, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months, the scope of that for Young.
Defensively, he's really stepped it up over the past few months. You can see the jump in his steal numbers, and it hasn't been by accident. He's put in a ton of effort at the defensive end, and boy, is it paying off.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Levine feeling it out a bit. Down low, here's Carter, and then Carter with the jam.
Capable of doing many things well. Levine has a good sense of when his guys are open.
And with Iguodala and his threes, you just need him to hit at a decent rate, Chris, to be effective.
Yeah, well, he just has to keep a defense honest and hit them when he's left open. I mean, first and foremost, he's a playmaker and a terrific defender at that. The threes are just the icing on the cake for him.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Fans, broadcasters love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will hold that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game. So anything that takes away from team scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score. Don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because a player holds the ball too right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they can pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight.
Butler, he's checked in for the Heat. For the finish, and slam dunk by Butler.
Getting out on the break. Butler completes the transition play.
Bulls trail by 6. Steps back and fires. Porter passes to Levine. Got a piece of it. They recover it. Porter kicks to Levine. Clock at 6. A second chance effort. And the layup is good. Levine's got 10 points.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
Back to Leonard. It's stolen by Carter. Outside Porter. Lets it go from 14. And it's good off the glass. He has 6.
The in-between game of Porter continues to improve. A legitimate score from this area.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Denzel Valentine comes in for Porter. And it's Shaquille Harrison in for Levine. 1:15 left in the first half. Here's Valentine. Miami grabs the miss. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. Shots good from Butler.
This offense just continues to impress.
Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Magic in Orlando. Here's Valentine, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's his first trip to the line. The first free throw is good. The Heat making a switch here. Iguodala's checked in. Levine's checked in for the Bulls.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
White the pass to Levine. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
The dish now to Butler. Excellent D there from Markkanen.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
As soon as Levine hits a few of these, you know he's feeling it. Just keep getting him the rock.
So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And we'll be back right.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. The second quarter was a tough. And
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Oh, you're so right, Greg. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the seams, getting to the rim, and then finishing strong.
So the Bulls 5 right now. Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. White and Levine team up in the backcourt, and it's Carter in at center.
Wow, the quickness Levine possesses is just fantastic. At times, he overwhelms you with it on these drives inside.
Adebayo kicks to Butler. On deep. Rebound by the Bulls. Markkanen's got 4 rebounds in this game. And for a player that didn't come in with a lot of fanfare to the NBA, Markkanen is one of the top young players in the league.
Yeah, call him the marksman or the finisher. Call him Larry Bird, if you like. Fantastic stretch 4, who showed he could be a focal point of an offense, can play an edge as well, and is just scratching the surface of his potential.
And last season, Otto Porter on the move, Chris. He was traded at the deadline to the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, and he has fit right in since joining the Bulls. I mean, they needed his outside shooting. Porter is still very young and can grow to be a part of this young Bulls core.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Carter. Young comes in for Markkanen. Satoransky's checked in for Levine, and it's done in for White. And here is Satoransky. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Done outside. Shot clock at 6. Right side, Porter. Over Butler. And nothing but hair on that one.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him. And
oh, he delivers that with force.
I cannot believe that. Wow, Butler letting it all hang out. This is why he's an all-star caliber player.
Satoransky, the pass to Dunn. Butler against Porter. Here's Young. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Starter in this league for almost a decade. Thaddeus Young's numbers, Greg, won't blow you away. So what is it that makes him a winning player?
I think it starts with his defense, Kevin. Drawing charges and getting deflections. His quickness puts him in a position to make those effort plays.
And the Heat going with a whole new group on the floor. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Luke Cornett. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Zach LaVine's checked in for Sadaransky, and it's White in for Dunn. Here's LaVine. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That one on Olynyk.
That's just a real concentration from LaVine. Accepting the hit and finding a way to work through.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
You see Zach LaVine in the Bulls uniform, and it's hard not to think of the trade that sent him here. He was a big part of the deal that sent Jimmy Butler out of Chicago.
Here's Hutchison. That one doesn't go. The Heat go the other way with it. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the third of 4 straight played at home.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And with LaVine and the Butler trade, there were a lot of critics at the time. But you know what, Greg? It's worked out for the Bulls.
And Kevin, the Bulls took a chance with LaVine, and he's developed into a bright young star. Took another risk giving him a big contract after the injury, but he's come back better and stronger since then.
Good work defensively by Crowder.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
LaVine. And Young kicks to Carter. Dishes it to LaVine. They get it back. Here's Young. That one's off. Still out of sync. Miami leading by 7. It's Dragic with the drive, and he comes up with the deuce. Dragic has got 6 here in this quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pass to White. Young left side. Olynyk with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Iguodala gets the bucket. Iguodala's got the lead up to 11 now for the Heat.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Hero passes to Crowder. And LaVine comes to help. And Olynyk kicks to Dragic. Iguodala with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Pass to Hero. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Olynyk against Carter. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. LaVine, good.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Dragic. 10 points for him. On the wing, Iguodala fires from the corner. No good that time. And so it's the Miami Heat in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. They've got Adebayo. Jimmy Butler is out there with Myers Leonard. Then it's Robinson. And it's Nunn in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Here's Harrison, guarded by Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
Well, known for his shooting, Markkanen is still 7 feet. Great to see him score near the hoop.
Here's Adebayo. No good, shot missing. And it's Harrison with the ball for Chicago. Back to Markkanen. The shot's good on the assist by Sadaransky. Markkanen's got 4 points in the quarter.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball Fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
There's the pass to Carter. Right side, White. White block shot. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Oh, easy look provided by Carter Jr. Always helps when your bigs can move the rock.
And that one drops. 14 points for Butler.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Here's Levine, and it's blocked, and he keeps control of the ball. Butler dishes to Leonard, and the layup's good off the glass. And now a 10-point Miami lead.
And this is the level of unselfishness that Butler brings. A total pro who moves the ball well.
Here's Levine. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, Zach LaVine possesses a speed, Chris, and a burst that makes him a very tough match.
Yeah, he has a great first step. I mean, when he's trying to beat a defender off the bounce, you can't let him get an edge to the hoop. He'll flush it on your head 9 times out of 10.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for Myers Leonard. Chalk up 2 there. Jones has got the lead up to 12 now for the Heat.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Butler with the steal. And it's the Heat on the break. None, that's good.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Well, they're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they can make and building this lead.
And stolen by Butler. Here's Nunn. White covering. Nunn, that's good. Nunn's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
Jones with it. Now defended by Levine. On the basket by Jones.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Oh, just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Here's Levine. It's tipped, and they'll keep possession. White looking around. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Injuries can play such a big part in a player's career. Which guys strike you, Chris, as the biggest what-if story had they stayed healthy?
Wow. I mean, you got to start, in my mind, I got to go to, a guy like a Grant Hill. He was Mr. Triple-Double. He and Jason Kidd, to me, were almost the same players, just in different bodies. When Grant started his career off in Detroit, and to see him get injured, man, that just hurt me because he had so much potential. Even though he had a great career, I still think about him. How about Greg Oden? He got hurt in his senior year, had to shoot free throws with his left hand, and then he comes into the league, and the big fella just had to battle injuries, and feel sorry for that big fella because he was so skilled in the game.
And that one, good.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Heat.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Butler.
Wow, he owned this game. He never stopped working. He did it all for them, and you can't help but admire that kind of effort.
He feeds it to Jones. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And the Heat lead by 16.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Dragic kicks to Butler. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal.
And it's the Heat with the ball. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Adebayo down low. Guarded by Porter. Back to Adebayo. To the middle. Here's Jones. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Oh, man, challenging the defense inside with the pass. That's just good ball movement.
And so Miami takes this one. But thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris...
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. benefits to the stick, resulting in unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Captain, and she asked me to be on our team. I don't know if I was supposed to be a secret or not, but everybody knows now I'm on Hazel's team, so look out for us in the Aerial Powers tournament coming up, the all-female tournament, by the way.
So what's your game plan going into this tournament?
Oh, I like to play defense. I have a two-way sharpshooter, so my job is to shoot threes, in the corner and play good defense, and then Hazel does all that dribble, dazzle stuff and, scores.
Coming to you tonight from the American. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Heat. They've had a great season and will look to extend that into the playoffs. And, of course, the Pacers right behind them, just one spot down.
And, for the Heat, so much has gone right for them this season. They've needed some breaks to go their way, and it feels like they've gotten them all. Now they're poised for success in the playoffs.
They look to be a dangerous team. I wouldn't have thought that a few months ago, but now I'm a believer.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. And for the Heat, Adebayo is out there with Jones. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Nunn in at point guard.
Well, from role player to star, Oladipo's transformation has been remarkable. I mean, he's a guy who is really hungry to be an all-time great.
And though they've made the playoffs 4 straight years, Indiana can't seem to get past the first round.
And it's not for a lack of effort, guys. The effort is there. The chemistry and continuity is there. They suffered a big, untimely injury, the one to Victor Oladipo, and it's been hard for them to attract top free agents as well.
Outside Holiday, that falls. Nice speed that time from Turner.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
Now here's Jones. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. From the wing, it's good.
I mean, the mid-range jumper of Butler is impressive as he continues to get better from here.
Holiday with the 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
To the paint, here's Jones, and oh boy, a lot of contact there. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now, here's Adebayo. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
There's Brogdon following the three by Miami that went in. Outside Warren. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there. That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Here's Oladipo. Some solid defense from Butler.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Boy, I love how unselfish Oladipo is. Great at getting his teammates involved in on-time, on-target passes.
Inside. Shots good from Butler.
Terrific accuracy on that pass. That's how you lead your teammate.
And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. It's a three-point game, and the shot goes down. Holiday's got 11 points.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W.
Jones against Warren. Well, their pass it to Nunn. Now Adebayo. Good ball movement here by Miami. They grabbed their own miss. Nice work on the board. He's paying off with the basket. He's got 5.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Butler finds Adebayo. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Nice look that time from the veteran Butler, a go-to scorer. He's also willing to make the extra pass.
Here's Holiday. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
How about 5 straight made from the field to start?
And the defense hasn't been able to do anything to stop him. And when that's the case, just keep feeding the hot hand.
Now here's Jones. Robinson passes to Adebayo. Good work defensively by Turner.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Oladipo outside. Takes a 3. And Jones pulls it down. Robinson against Holiday. Jones takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And it's blocked. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. Up in time. And we'll be right back after this. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as
I worked extremely hard to get
a boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. You might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Miami, Dragic is out there with Hero. And there's Iguodala. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Olynyk in at the 5 down low.
And a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2019, Nate McMillan passing 600 wins last season.
Well, you think about that. That's an impressive milestone for an outstanding coach in Nate McMillan. He moved into the top 25 all-time in wins. He's had 2 other stops as a head coach, Portland and Seattle. And I think he's doing some of his best work with the Pacers.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Dragic kicks to Olynyk. 5 on the clock. Hero, no good. Pacers leading by 4. Here's Holiday. He trains the quick shot. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter. Miami's gone 1 or 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Iguodala. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You just can't give Iguodala these looks. He's too experienced and crafty down low.
Here's Sampson. He's covered by Iguodala. Sampson's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Indiana's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Here's Holiday. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And Crowder slams it in.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
And Indiana making a change here. Sumner's checked in. Sampson's shot is off. He'd have gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Crowder and the call on the shot. It sends him to the line. And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the 3-point line. And then also defense.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the...
Yeah, I'd like to see more passes like that from McDermott, especially when guys are open.
Here's Leonard, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And here's a look at some numbers for Brogdon.
And he's not passing the ball as well this month. If you look at his numbers from earlier in the season, he's not seeing the court as well. And maybe a little too focused on creating his own shot than orchestrating for the guys around him.
So both teams making some changes here.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls.
And for the matchup with the Bulls, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Pass to Adebayo. Back to Butler. 11 feet away. Nice jump shot. Good. Butler's got 6.
6'8", strong, athletic. Butler's hard to stop, even when you get a hand up.
Sumner kicks to Turner. For 3, Brogdon. It's hauled in by the Heat.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here. You know, Jimmy Butler is right in your face and candid. He's confrontational and doesn't back away from that. Entering the league under Tom Thibodeau, fire-breathing vets like Joakim Noah, that's how he rolls, and that's what he knows.
Aaron Holiday is checked in for Brogdon.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Adebayo finds Leonard. Down low, here's Butler, and it's Butler with the jam.
Yeah, I like the bounce that Jimmy Butler has. He likes taking off for these slams. He's an excellent athlete who can finish with power.
And that'll do it for the first half, a competitive game. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And Brogdon has got the ball here for Indiana. Trailing by 2, and so in the game for the Pacers. Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Holiday in at the 2 guard. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
BA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. And so here is Miami. The lead is 2. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that'll be the 3rd of the 4 straight at home. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Brogdon finds Warren. Back to Brogdon. Lets it go. They get it again. And another shot. Here's Turner, and Jones sends it back.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got 3 assists tonight.
And, you know, after starting 0 for 3 this half, they finally get one down.
Here's Warren, and oh, the block shot grabs it out of the air. Here's Butler, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Oh, I like how Butler uses his body in the paint. Excellent at forcing the issue and getting the call close to the rack.
And you look at Jimmy Butler. He's about 6'8", about 230 pounds. Great size on the wing.
And he keeps himself in tip-top shape. His strength, one thing I'm not sure the casual fan even recognizes.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. On the wing, Holiday. He has 6. McConnell passes to Bitadze. Got a hand on it. Iguodala with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Here's Butler. Sampson pulls it in.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
McDermott kicks to Holiday. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Shot's good from Butler.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's McConnell. Misses the three. The Heat leading by 8. Iguodala finds Butler. Heat moving the ball around. And Dragic with the basket on the assist by Butler.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
Here's Sampson. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Yeah, and right when you thought that shot was leaving his hands, he reinvents it.
Iguodala outside. Olynyk the pass to Adebayo. And it's good, 2 points. Olynyk's got the lead up to 10 now for Miami. Name some traits that make for a great team leader. You've been in that role. What did you like and embrace, and what have you seen from others?
Well, I think it starts with humility, a real sense of who you are and what your role is on the team as a leader, and then a really good example set. I think those qualities are essential. Humility speaks to selflessness, but also being one that holds yourself accountable too.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Holiday. And at last, they get one to fall. Holiday's got 8 points. The Heat leading by 8. Leonard the pass to Dragic. Holiday against Crowder. It's Dragic with the drive. That one drops for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And it's Dragic bringing up the ball for Miami. To the inside, Silva the pass to Leonard. And stolen by McConnell. It's tipped. Leonard with the steal. Dragic gets the bucket. Dragic has got 6 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. McDermott passes to Johnson. Misses off the left iron. Crowder inside, guarded by Holiday. Here's Sumner. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Both good from the line that time. And so it's Miami in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. They've got Robinson. Myers Leonard is out there with Hero. And it's Nunn in at the point guard position. It's the group on the floor for Miami. Left side, Leonard passes it to Nunn. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Leonard. The Heat need to get a shot off. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Miami.
Derek Jones Jr.
Here's Brogdon. It's Turner, high post. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And that one falls for Jones. And so Jones nails both of them.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Here's Warren. Excellent D that time from Jones.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Warren dishes to Holiday. Pass to Oladipo from past the arc. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Miami leading by 12. Leonard the pass to Nunn. The rebound by Brogdon. The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. And Warren, here we go, to the middle. Turner dishes to Warren. Outside Holiday. Indiana again missing.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Here's Leonard. Jones trying to get open. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Jones.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Leonard the pass to Nunn. Here's Hero. And he makes that one. And the Heat lead by 16. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Heat?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Here's Robinson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Here's Butler, and it's Miami with another.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. It's stolen by Adebayo. Left side, Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Heat.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Butler.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. McConnell's scanning the floor. And here's Johnson outside. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Hill kicks to Dragic. Knocked loose. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Iguodala. The pass to Bitadze. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Leaf. The shot off that time. And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for Miami. 22 is their biggest lead. To the left wing. Hill dishes to Dragic. Inside. Here's Olynyk. That one goes. Count it.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our...
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Stuff and, you know, scores of threes with the green beans and stuff like that.
Well, one thing I will say is people that want to doubt your skills, I've seen you break some ankles out there, so
Yes.
I don't think they want to cross you out there, Pink.
Not at all. Don't come for me unless I send for you.
Take it easy on me if I run into you, okay?
Of course, always.
So, Pink, last year I remember we talked about the WNBA coming to...
What a wonderful view of the lights of Miami here. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Sexton.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. Sexton and Osman on the perimeter. Andre Drummond is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Garland in at the 1. And for the Heat, Jimmy Butler is out there with Jones. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Nunn in at the point. And in tonight's game, pride definitely burned at stake when you were with the Spurs or any of the teams. Talk about some of the epic conference rivalries you played in.
Well, I always go back to playing against the Phoenix Suns in the 7 seconds or less Steve Nash-led teams, along with the Amari Stoudemire and Mike D'Antoni was introducing to the game back in 2005, 2006, which, by the way, Kevin, everybody is doing now.
Right, yeah.
But tremendous talent on the court at that time, tremendous disparity in style of play, and watching Steve Nash during MVP years trying to conduct his team against the vaunted Spurs. Fantastic, incredibly competitive match.
And a lot of speed. I mean, it was eye-opening to watch.
And it was the Spurs trying to catch up. So how are we going to do the rock'em sock'em game against the 7 seconds or less? Kind of took care of it.
And so here's Cleveland. The Heat getting the bucket. Here's Drummond. Rebound by Butler. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And Jones slams it home.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
And here is Garland. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now here's Jones, and it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Robinson kicks to Jones. And stolen by Drummond. Passes it to Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
Well, Sexton getting ahead of steam. You could see he had his eyes on the rim and then the body to follow.
And the Cavaliers this summer selecting point guard Darius Garland with the 5th overall pick. The second-year man, Colin Sexton, already on the roster. Greg, how do you see the fit between these two players?
Well, I mean, both are 6'2". The questions will come at the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, both show great promise as shooters, very scoring-minded guards, reminiscent possibly of a Lillard-McCollum pairing for the Blazers, which could be a roadmap for the Cavs.
Here's Sexton, following the score by Miami. Here's Garland, just 4 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And it's Love missing. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Jones, no luck.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Got that one up quick. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Left side, Butler. The shot from the low post is good.
And when he gets inside, Butler's not going to be denied. Tremendous focus down low.
Cavaliers with the rebound. Last time they met in Cleveland.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
Probably looking for more of the same here. As we know, a deep bench so crucial to any team's success.
Garland, the pass to Nance. And it's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. And now it's time for the Rookie Watch with this season's assist leaders. This is the newest crop of playmakers in the NBA. Second is Darius Garland.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Here's Windler. And Nance kicks to Garland.
Excellent defense from Dragic there to make sure that shot was not an easy one.
No good with the triple. It's Crowder on the wing. Pass to Hero. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Fast break. Here we go. Porter passes to Nance. Bucket is good.
Terrific at taking some initiative there on the inside portion of the floor was Larry Nance Jr.
Outside Butler. Down low. They get a hand on it and stolen by Drummond. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Crowder with the steal. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
Different look for Miami. Olenek, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. And it's Iguodala in for Jimmy Butler. And Cleveland also making a change. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Drummond. Now here's Crowder. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. To the inside, stolen by Thompson. And Porter, here we go. And finished off by Porter.
Nance is just such a cerebral player out there, does a good job of trying to be a threat with the assist.
Olenek finds Dragic. Olenek trying to break loose, and Dragic gets it to go on the assist from Olenek.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Thompson looking for an opening. There's the pass to Garland. Crowder pulls it in. The drive by Iguodala. Fades. Olenek. It's good on the putback.
Often you find him out on the wing, but Olenek seizing the opportunity to go inside and dig out that extra possession.
It's all tied in Miami. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Here we go now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Volanos. And what stands out to you guys from the Heat in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Cleveland, Nance and Thompson are up front. Then there's Garland. Then it's Porter. And it's Windler in at the shooting guard position. The Heat shooting 43% for the game. The kick out to Dragic. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Back to Dragic. Shoots over Garland. No good from Dragic. Well, you watch Goran Dragic play, and then he's so deceptive with his movement, both on and off the ball.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, Kevin, is the change of speeds. I also add the fact that guys who can handle the ball and are crafty and are left-handed, boy, it's tough on a nightly basis to change up your mindset to guard a guy who you know is going to go left all the time as opposed to right. Trust me, in practice, I had to do that with Manu Ginobili a ton of time in San Antonio. Dragic similar. Great use of speed change.
Sexton, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Clock is at 3. Here's Windler. And the 3 off target. And so it's Iguodala. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
And let's take a look at Colin Sexton's numbers. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. Averaging 25 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And when it all comes together for him, this is what he's capable of.
Yeah, this is what his coaches have been waiting for that light bulb to turn on. And right now, it is burning bright. He looks fantastic.
That's tipped. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
Knocked away. And Miami has possession. Pass to Olynyk. Six to shoot. Passes it to Silva. Launches a 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Thompson dishes to Sexton. Pass to Osman. Now here's Love. Feeds to Thompson. The pass to Osman. There's the 3. No good. And it's Miami the other way. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the third of 4 straight played at home. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Drummond's checked in, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And like whenever Butler slices to the basket, the D has a hard time matching his athleticism on these tapes.
A minute 42 left here in the second.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
And it's Robinson that time on the assist by Butler. And the Heat lead by 5.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Sexton, the pass to Drummond. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. .114 left to play here in the half. Pass to Osman. Kicks to Garland. Launches it. Unable to get that one. And it's Miami the other way. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. Outside Butler. The feed to Crowder. And Crowder slams it in.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Passes to Osman. Here's Garland. Defended by Butler. Here's Hero. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And now it's a 9-point Heat lead.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
34 seconds left now here in the second. And Cleveland turns it over again. Jones checked in for Jimmy Butler. 29 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Dragic. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Now Cleveland moving it up. Here's Nance. It's good.
And one of the things that we saw in the early part of his career with the Lakers is how dangerous he can be in transition. These are opportunities where he salivates.
The kick out to Dragic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Dragic has got the lead back up to 9 now for Miami. Garland with it. Here's Osman. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. Nothing seemed to give way on either. Thanks for joining.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Each team has a catalyst, Brent. Some guys are ball dominant. They play within the flow of the offense. Is there one approach better than the other?
Obviously, great coaches, Kevin, are going to find what it is that their best player does well. And as many times as I could get my best player into that situation, that's what I'm going to do. So if it's Harden in isolation, James Harden's going to be in isolation. If it's Steph Curry setting off-ball screens and relocating for threes, well, I'm going to do that too. So it all comes down to a fit with the player, his skill set, and how the coach wants to use that best.
They've got Robinson. Jones is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Nunn in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Miami. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Love.
Well, it helps to have a big man who can shoot it. Kevin Love can certainly do that, letting that one fly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Sexton kicks to Drummond. Back to Sexton. You know, some people, Brent, have compared the hard-nosed Colin Sexton to Russell Westbrook. What do you think?
I think that might be overshooting it a little bit. Russell is Russell, quite frankly, but at 6'2" with those long arms, is he a bigger version of maybe Eric Bledsoe, who played his early years with the Clippers and now with the Bucks, where he can get out and defend, use that body and size a little bit to bowling ball his way into the interior and make some things happen.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Heat leading by 8. Here's Adebayo, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Adebayo's got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Garland. That one falls. Garland's got his second bucket of the night.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
Pass to Nunn. Jones against Love. Right side Robinson. Here's Adebayo. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Adebayo's got the lead up to 10 now for the Heat. Cleveland's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Sexton with it. Robinson picks him up, and that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Just 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Love trying to get open as Thompson. Love, no good. The Heat leading by 10. Here's Jones. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. 6 points for him.
Now, there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
And so Sexton will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. 7-game road trip continues for them. That'll be game number 3. 1:37 left in the third. Here's Adebayo. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Adebayo's got 10.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And that one's good by Butler. And the Heat lead by 16.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Sexton with it. Robinson on him. Shot to stop the run. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Butler goes in, fouled on the shot, and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
And just no question that Butler is a bona fide star. I mean, a tough, rugged defender who's also a juggernaut on offense.
And there's the pass to Drummond. Here's Porter. Miami grabs the miss.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
They are just killing them on the interior.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Windler. He's guarded by Dragic. Nance with no one around. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Nance has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Nance Jr. wasting no time and quick decision-making, helping out that possession.
And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So on the floor for Cleveland, we've got Nance. He's out there with Andre Drummond. Porter is out there with Colin Sexton. And it's Windler in at the 2 spot. Nance finds Porter. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Sexton with it. Butler covering. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The 11-footer, and that one's good by Porter. Miami leading by 19 points. Dragic left side. Iguodala outside. And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. That's his first foul. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. From deep, Iguodala.
This is where Larry Nance Jr. is invaluable to a coaching staff, a big that has lateral quickness to switch out and guard multiple positions.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Pass to Hero. Miami no good on that time either. The Cavaliers trail by 17. Here's Nance. Rejected by Crowder. They retain possession, and it's good for 2. Now a timeout called by Miami.
And doesn't like how things are going right now.
The timeout before the timeout here, maybe just to cut off the momentum and have a chit-chat with the team to settle down.
And some changes here for the Heat. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Crowder. Solomon Hill comes in for Andre Iguodala. Robinson is subbed in for Hero. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Here's Robinson. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic. And it's 7 points for Robinson.
Yeah, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. The dish to Garland. Pass to Osman. Over Hill. That's short off the rim. Miami leading by 17. To the paint. Dragic gets the bucket. Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets in a foul trouble. See the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the Summer League where you can stay on the court for 10 fouls as elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's good for the game so that star players or meaningful players, ones that play specifically on defense, they have to have responsibility for what it is that they're doing on the floor. And if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing that way.
Back to Robinson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And the Heat with some changes. Adebayo is checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Derek Jones comes in for Myers Leonard. And it's Butler in for Hill. Pass to Sexton. Love outside. The 3. Robinson pulls it in. Miami's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Heat.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, with all these assists, it's obvious how well that he can see the entirety of the floor out there. If an easy bucket is to be had, he'll find it.
They get it back. Jones. Butler with the ball. Garland picks him up. Shot clock at 6. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Drummond. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by Drummond.
Kevin Love showing off a bit of his moxie there and some experience there, overpowering the defense with some of his strength.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. He feeds it to Drummond. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution on the court.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to Exum. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Here's Hero. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.